Hey that's friends, today we are going to see a game between the players. Well, this time who is our player? This time it is Geller versus Euwe. And this time world champion Max Euwe gets the final point. This game was just an amazing game. This game was played in the Zurich Candidates Tournament of 1953, one of the best candidates tournaments of all time. And now let's start the game. Alright, so now the game started with the move d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4. This is the Nimzo Indian. And now e3, c5, a3, bishop into c3, b into c3. And now we reach this position, after which there are moves. If you see here, the short castle, there's knight c6, etc. Yeah, so that's the thing here. Well, but in the game here, it was played the nice move. See, yeah, in the game, it was played the move. Well, this move is very nice. Yeah, because the thing it does here is that we uh, we give opponent a bad choice. Opponent has to either spoil his pawn structure or do anything like that. So we play b6. Well, b6 has the apparent idea of bishop b7, and then we control the long diagonal. So that's why bishop d3, bishop b7, and now f3, knight to c6, knight to e2, and now short castle. Well, now after short castle, knight a5, and after knight to a5, here started really fun. Yeah. So e4. Well, after e4, what should we play? This is a um, nice maneuver in the Nimzo Indian defense. So you should pause the video and think what it is. Okay, this is like a theoretical evolution that for many years the black players were here having problem here with e5, f4, f5 advance. Yeah, so now black devised a strategy to control this. Black here played knight to e8, interesting move. And now this is like the move which is played here. Yeah, knight to e8 idea is C. Now stop 16 and now okay. Alright, so now here idea is that firstly let's expand more expand. Yeah, so see this. And now here what is the threat in this position? Alright, firstly, yep. Yeah, now it's good. And what is the threat in this position? Here the threat is firstly let's here see the um, see now. So this rook on f8 is incredibly worse. So is the pawn on c3 on a3. So now after knight e8, the idea here is that if you play f4, now comes f5. This is the whole idea. And here black is little better because now the threat of wait what now the threat of black is to take here and then here. So that's why see knight e8, the position is here equal. White has an isolated pawn on c3 or backward pawn c3 c4 d in 12 or d into c5. We exchange that maneuver. Here is knight e2 knight g3 knight f5 in the future. Here yeah why so you see here these are isolated. The e6 pawn is kind of weak, so d6 is played. Now bishop into e5 and then bishop into h7 check, bishop e4, knight into e5. We leave the exchange and now we get a nice position here. Takes rook into d6, bishop into f3, g into f3. And now at last here, yeah. So here at the last we come to this position where it is roughly equal. So after e4 knight e8, alright, e4 knight e8, knight g3 was played. Knight g3, now knight g3 plan here is that in the future we can try to play is set up e5 knight e4 knight d4 e5 knight e4 and sometime bishop g5. So after and we are also preventing f5 by the way. Yeah. So that's why here in the game knight g3 c into d4 c into d4 and now rook to c8. Rook to c8. Now rook to c8. Obviously idea here is to take on c4. So now f4 is played and after f4 there's knight into c4. Well, knight into c4, here we take a pawn. White has officially sacrificed a pawn here and is here on the basis of attack. Yeah. So white is playing on the basis of attack and black is playing on the basis of material. So here now f5 and now white's attack starts. And now actually the interesting part of this game takes place. Now the game is just heating up like anything. So here after f5, now f6 is played. So now rook to f4 and now it's coming b5. Well, now things are really heating up because now it's just too complicated. So how should we approach here? Rook to h4 and now let's analyze what's been happening lately. So this knight g3 is first of all. Uh, Alright, so now knight g3 and now c into d4 takes rook c8 and now what is the point of f4? So now the point of f4 here is that, well, now point of f4 is here that, well, white is sacrificing a pawn here. White sacrifices a pawn, queen d6, hangs the knight c4, but you can't take it because if takes, then queen into d4 is hanging. So queen to f2, e5, bishop into c4, and then everything comes. So black is slightly better here. So now after f4, let's go back here. After f4 takes f5. Now comes f6, and now after rook to f4, now it shows that with correct defense here black can hold on. So yeah, with correct defense black can hold on this position because, see, let me turn on the engine first. So now, see what it's telling us. Yeah, so now after rook to f4, so rook to f4, here idea is rook to h4 and then queen to h5. First idea is here rook to h4, queen to h5, and then, oops, he's not here, and then pressure on h7. So now what should we play? Now, well, now b5, and then rook h4, and then queen to b6, and now e5, and now the game is being heated. So e5, that's already very sharp now. e5 is another pawn sack because we can take here knight into e5. Yeah, but now, well, knight into e5, and now there's knight into d3, and then e5. Firstly, knight into d3, and then e5 pinning this. Then we can also play something like e5 is best because we block the diagonal and do everything to make the position safe. And it's now just bad for white. So knight into e5, white has over sacrificed in ambition for the attack, and now Max Euwe, the fourth world champion, punishes this. And now here you are playing black against Giller. Now Giller here plays the move f into e6, and now it's time for you to react. How should we play here? Pause the video and think. Well, here the move we should play here is knight into d3. Well, why knight into d3? Because if you take on e6, nope. Because if you take on e6 with the pawn, and then bishop into h7 check comes. So after king f7, then comes, uh, well, now here it's no good. It's up to no good. Here it's, now queen to e2 comes, and you kind of don't want to get in here because now then queen e3, then bishop e3, everything comes now. so you don't want to get uh, in it. So that's why here just knight into d3, straightforward eliminating it. But now queen into d3, and now it makes you wonder, well, did we just do something that was wrong for us? And I guess the answer for it is no. Wait a minute. Alright, so now the thing it has found is actually no here, is now it is not so good, because now firstly queen into h7 is coming. But apart from that, what can you do? I mean, it's really non-apparent what to do, because, well, black it's apparent, just take here, then uh, uh, go there, here, there. But for white it is difficult. It may look that black is losing a little bit, but then Max Euwe just defends very well and then cleans up the game. And now queen into e6. Well, the heat is on, because now queen into h7 check obviously comes, king to f7, and now uh, comes bishop to h6, and now is and now pause the video and think to witness the most beautiful defensive sacrifice I have ever seen. This is one of the best defense sacrifices ever. Yeah, epic, epic sacrifice coming up. So now, well, now here it seems that white has pushed around quite a bit, and now black doesn't hold up, and black plays here rook to h8. Oh my god, brilliant move. Black just leaves the rook hanging here, and well, don't ask me the idea because I really don't understand what's going on. So if you take on h8, then what's the problem here? Well, is the problem here is to do the move. What's happening? Yeah. So well, it is very unsafe. See, so queen into h8 problem is rook to c2. My god, what a move. Now this is under attack, the g2 pawn, so d5. And now bishop into d5. Rook d1, rook into g2 check, king to f1, rook to a2. Attacking the pawn, check here. Queen b6, king f3, and now bishop d5 check. King e2, and now bishop to c4 check. King f3, and now black threatens mate multiple times. 23 dot rook c2 does not take the bishop at 6, 424 dot d. 25 dot rook c1 hangs the bishop g is h6 for black gets pawns. Strong bishop. Both kings are unsafe after king e2. That's true. And the threat here is queen h7 and a6, and not is you shouldn't play g into h6, because after queen into h6, queen d5, queen d2, it's just very bad. So that's the thing. All right, now wait a minute, what's happening? All right, so now I guess now it's not such a great time here for wide going on. So now what should you play? All right. Now what should you play here? Because now actually in the game they wouldn't take on h8. Am I sure? Oh, they took on h8, and now you already know what is the move now. All right. Mm, Now comes the move rook to c2, and it is a good move. All right. Yeah, rook to h8, and now takes rook c2, and now rook to c1, and it comes rook into g2 check. King to f1 comes, queen to b3. King to e1 comes, queen to f3, and now it is really very over. And in the game here, it ended. White resigned. Amazing game. Just astonishing. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. All right. So wait a minute. Stop here. Yeah. So now, okay. So now, yeah. So I was saying that here this was an amazing game by the player. He just demonstrated two style in the game. Max Euwe, he just completely crushed Geller. But why did this happen? What went wrong? All right, the thing that went wrong was, I think, the move on. I think the thing went wrong here was that Geller over pushed the position with these two pawn sacrifices, and then you were defended well to just nail the victory. And it was an amazing game. Yeah, such that it's just too good, because see, the quality of the player just astonishes me. So, all right, this was the game. Okay, I hope you like this video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the like button. Thank you.